guys, welcome to Kate's Kingdom. My name is Kate, and today we're going to talk about the time that I got punched in the face at Disney World. So this definitely won't bring up trauma that I've tried to block down in my brain. What? No. So yes, I kind of wanted to go over something that happened to me while I was working at Disney World that I think is really important to talk about because no one really talks about it. I'm not saying if you work at Disney World like this is going to happen to you, but it does happen sometimes, and when it does happen, it happens so suddenly that you have no idea kind of how to deal with it or handle it. So today we're going to go over what led up to the event itself, how I reacted to it and what I did afterwards, and also what you can do if you're in the same situation. If you like storytime videos like this, please give this video a like so that I know that you want me to make more of these. And let's get started. So, oh God. Okay. So it is Christmas Eve 2014. I am working as a character attendant, and I am working with Alice from Alice in Wonderland and the White Rabbit. I'm also working with one of my really good friends, Megan. She's working with me, so we're like this amazing pair. We're like destroying the line and making it so fun for everyone. It was a really great day. The one thing about working with Alice and the White Rabbit is that sometimes the White Rabbit and Alice go to see the Mad Hatter and only the White Rabbit returns. So we try to be very vocal with our guests to let them know, hey, in 15 minutes, Alice is going to leave with the White Rabbit, only the White Rabbit will be returning. We let them know before they get in line that this may be what's happening, and we also remind them constantly, just in case they forget or they didn't hear us the first time, because it's Christmas, like they're excited. All of a sudden, this family comes up to me, and they say they want to skip the line and meet Alice without waiting in line. So I was like, oh, like what's going on? Like, how can we help you? Like, can we have most of your party sit and then join you before they meet Alice? Like, what's going on? And the grandmother, who is a very important part of this story, the grandmother says, it's my granddaughter's birthday today, and so we need to not wait in line. We are going to cut all the lines because it is her birthday. Grandma's very excited about her granddaughter's birthday. Granddaughter looks to be between like 14 and 16. I'm like, oh, like, happy birthday, but we do have folks that are waiting in line. And then she's like, but it's her birthday. And I say, that's okay, like, happy birthday, like, I'm so happy that it's your birthday, but we also have friends in line who are celebrating their birthdays or even their unbirthdays, and they're in line too, so we just need you to get in line, and we'd be happy to have you meet a character when you get to the front, and let them know that you will definitely meet the White Rabbit, but you may or may not meet Alice. So Grandma's very upset. She goes back to the family kind of huffing, and they get in line. A lot of guests do that. A lot of guests will say, like, oh, it's someone's birthday, like, can we not wait in line? But the thing is I've had all these folks wait in line for 20 to 30 minutes, and I can't waste their time by saying, oh, this family's just gonna go in front just because they asked to go in front. Because now the families that are waiting in line, they're gonna feel bad, and also they may go to the next stop and say, well, someone said they wanted to cut the line and got to. So it's just like a bad precedent. So I was just like, okay, happy birthday, we can get you a birthday button, go on in line, we're gonna try to go as quick as we can for you. So it gets to be the time when Alice and the White Rabbit are going to hop off, and only the White Rabbit will return. Now that family, the birthday family with Grandma, are about 3 families back. They are going to meet Alice at this point. Like, it's all gonna be great. So I make my announcement. Hey everyone, just so you know, in about 10 minutes, Alice and the White Rabbit are going to hop away, but don't worry, the White Rabbit will be returning for you to take pictures with. So once again, as we've told them many times and spieled many times to our whole line, that Alice and White Rabbit will be leaving, only White Rabbit will be returning. Grandma does not like this. Grandma comes up to me and says, what do you mean she's leaving? Before I can explain that she will probably be able to meet Alice, all of a sudden, I feel her punch me. Yes, Grandma decided the best response to her grandchild maybe not meeting Alice, after being told she may not meet Alice, but will meet the White Rabbit definitely, she punches me in the face. What kind of response is that? She punched me like right here, like on my jaw, like neckline, like it wasn't like full face, it was probably like here. She pushed it, so I like kind of go back. It wasn't forceful enough where like I got knocked down or like knocked out or concussed, like it wasn't that forceful, but the fact that someone just like went kapow to my face, like I can laugh about it now. I didn't laugh about it then. I what? I was so in shock. I like didn't know what to do. So I'm like looking around like, and she like has walked back to her party. So now I have been hit. And I don't know who to talk to first. Do I get a manager on the walkie first? Do I talk to my PhotoPass? Do I talk to my other attendant? Do I talk to my performers? Like, what do I do? So what I do is all of a sudden, I'm sitting there in shock for a moment, and all of a sudden this family walks up to Alice and the White Rabbit. And now I am in a place where I am scared I am going to get hit again if I take them away. But I knew for the safety of my performers, I had to take them away from the situation because they can hit me, like whatever, like I'm an attendant, I'm in normal clothes. Alice is like a little girl from Wonderland, and like the White Rabbit has gone through some stuff, like no one should be messing with my characters. They're going up to take pictures and I immediately pull my characters away. I take White Rabbit, I tell him to go. I tell Alice, you need to go right now. So Alice skips off, so she's ahead. I'm like pulling White Rabbit and I say, I will be back to our audience. So now the grandma is very upset. The whole family is very upset, but I have pulled my characters. I told PhotoPass, we need to go, we need to move, and I need that PhotoPass card because she has already started taking photos of that family, you know, like for the greeting, like, oh, welcome photos. And I'm like, we need that PhotoPass card. Please save me that card. Please give it to me. So the attendant in the back of the line, Megan, my really good friend, has no idea what's going on. She's kind of dealing with the end of the line. I pull my characters off. We go to the break room and I immediately need to get a manager and I tell them what's going on and I say, I've just been hit. I've just been hit. I've just been hit. Basically at this point, I get a manager. PhotoPass has the PhotoPass card. I tell my manager, I'm like, look, call security. This family just hit me. They call security. Security takes about 20 minutes to get over. By the time security and management had gone out, the guests had left. So either the guests figured Alice was leaving, so they just left, or they realized that grandma hit me. So probably they should leave. So the manager's like making sure I'm okay, and she was so wonderful and like so great to like make sure I was okay. And I was just in shock at that point. Like I had never been hit before. I had never been in a fight before. Like I didn't know what to do. So finally security comes and they're like, okay, what do you want us to do? And I was like, well, I'd like you to kick them out of the park because if they hit me, they're gonna hit other people. It's Christmas Eve. There's lines everywhere. Like cast members aren't safe. I was told by that security guard, well, it's Christmas Eve, so it's very busy, so we're not going to be able to find them. And this is not saying it's all of Disney. I'm not saying that this is Disney's policy, because it's not. What I'm saying is, in this moment, this security guard told me that they would not be able to find these people that hit me, and they were going to let them enjoy their day at the park, even though they had hit me. They asked if I wanted to call the cops, and at that point, I had said no. I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. I was afraid. I was afraid they were going to find my address and come find me. I was very afraid. So like, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, I don't want to call Orange County. I just want them removed from the park. Finally, I finish up. I take a breather. I go back on stage and I finish the first half of my shift, which is an Alice in Wonderland shift. So everyone else is great. Everyone else is fine. It's all fine. Now comes the second half of my shift. Now, this half of my shift, I am working at Pete's Silly Sideshow. So I am working with Goofy, Donald, Minnie, and Daisy. Love them. They're great. I have so many stories from Storybook Circus. Like, I worked so many times there. But I was at Storybook Circus, and we were enjoying Christmas Eve and, like, commenting on Christmas hats and, like, having a good time. And I'm with Donald Duck. And all of a sudden, guess what family walks up to Donald? Yes, you are correct. It is Birthday Girl's family with Grandma. And guess what Grandma does? Doesn't even make eye contact with me and shoves a camera at me. So now I'm in shock, holding their camera, just like in shock. And I'm like, oh my God. So I whisper to PhotoPass, I'm like, PhotoPass, you need to hold on to that camera. You need to take an extra ticket, take a photo and put on a PhotoPass card for me. They hit me earlier. I need to get this to security. Like I whisper this to her. So then I don't take a picture on their phone. I was really scared. And then Grandma comes up to me and I swear, Bible, swear that she double takes and sees my face and realizes it's the girl she hit earlier. And she's just like wide-eyed because she knows that like I am the same person. I was like, I hope you know how much you've affected me this Christmas Eve and how I will never forget you. Have a good day. Because like what else am I gonna say? Like what else am I gonna do at this point? Like what can I do? Like I don't know. Like I'm just freaking out. I then try to get a manager to try to recontact security, and basically they were like, it's the end of the night. We were closing down the park soon. So it was kind of a lost cause at this point because I once again was not pressing charges. So I went home, I told my roommates, and that was the end of my night. And then Christmas was the next day. And I cried next to Olaf at the castle, just cried to Olaf. But yes, so that is the story of what happened. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna rewind a little bit, and I'm gonna give you advice if you are ever in this situation at work. So like, once again, like, I'm not saying that this is going to happen to you. Like, I am not saying that you are gonna work at Disney World, you're gonna work at Universal, you're gonna work at SeaWorld, wherever you're gonna work, and you are gonna get physically assaulted. I am not saying that happens. That doesn't happen all the time. What I'm saying is, though, there are steps that you can take that if this does happen, to protect yourself and stop this from happening to other people. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. So first, personally, what I think I did was okay that at the beginning. So when they were like, it's her birthday, so she shouldn't have to wait in line, saying, you know, the line's really short, they can meet up with you later, like giving options, but also not letting them get away with everything. Because if they're doing that to me, they're probably doing that to other people. Then the hit happened. That you can't control that. You can't control how someone else reacts to you, and it is not your fault. If you get hit at work, it is not your fault at all, because you didn't swing at them. They swung at you for something that either isn't in your control or is part of your job. So you are not at fault, and please don't blame yourself like I blamed myself. When it happens, immediately leave the situation and get safe. So pull your characters off, your character attendant, move. As long as it's safe for you to do so, please find safety. If you're in attractions at a ride and you need to stay at your station, you need to call someone on that phone. You need to make something happen to keep you safe, because safety is number one. Next, what happened afterwards? Calling security and calling a manager is really great. Please do that. Please, if you get hit at work, don't think it's too much paperwork. Don't think that you shouldn't do it. You should 100% do it. So you should contact your manager and security. Now, this next part, I wish I did a little different. I wish that I said I was going to press charges. Why I think that now is a couple things. One, I was scared about them finding my address, but I was living at CP housing. So within 6 months, I would be moving, so they wouldn't have my address. Plus, it's gated, so I knew that I would be safe. If Disney was saying they couldn't find them in the park, then they couldn't press the charges because they weren't there, but they would have, I think, had to have worked harder to find them so charges could be pressed. It's all up to you whether you want to press charges or not. That's totally up to you. But like, honestly, in that situation, that person could have gone and done that to someone else. I wish I had advocated for myself better and really talked to security and been like, you need to find them so they don't hurt anyone else. And really said, like, I want to talk to your manager of security. Like, I want to talk to a security manager in a kind way, but I think I should have been more firm. But I was scared in the moment, so like, I don't blame myself, but also I know in retrospect I could have done a little bit more, maybe, who knows. The other thing that is definitely important is self-care afterwards. I definitely should have maybe ROS for the rest of the day, which is a release of shift, where if something happens at work where you can just release your shift and not work the rest of the day. I really don't think I should have worked the rest of the day after getting hit in the face. Like, I don't think that was good for my mental health. I think I should have left and just enjoyed the rest of my Christmas Eve instead of running into them again. If you run into your assailant again, definitely calling security immediately and really fighting and advocating for it, I think is really important, because I definitely didn't do that. I didn't really advocate. Like, I said stuff, but I didn't push it. They were just like, no, I didn't fight it. I just let it happen. But yeah, so that's kind of my advice for you, is that it's not your fault. Get safe, be an advocate for yourself. I think being an advocate is so important. It took me a lot of years to figure that out. So I'm very much about self-advocacy, and it's not being rude, it's just being firm and being like, hey, like, this happened to me, like, they should not be in the park. That is my story of how I got punched in the face working at Disney World. It's not Disney's fault that this happened. It's not. It's the grandmother's fault, and the grandmother's fault only. She decided that violence was the only way to express her anger, and like, she could have had a rough day, but like, that doesn't excuse her punching me in the face. But yeah, so that's the story. I hope you liked it. I can laugh about it now, but like, you know, casual life trauma. Question of the day: how would you have handled that situation? Let me know it in the comments down below so we can help each other grow and ride. Also, once again, don't be afraid. This doesn't happen all the time. It just happened to me, I guess. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you loved it, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys on Thursday for the subscriber giveaway. All right, thanks friends. Bye.